Have you ever tried to hide when you didn't want to do something? Maybe under your bed, or behind the couch, or even behind your mum's back when she asked you to clean your room? Well, a long time ago, there was a man who tried to hide not from his chores, but from God. Yes, really, he tried to run away from the creator of the oceans, the sky, and the stars above. His name was Jonah, and his story is one of the wildest, most unforgettable adventures in the Bible. It includes a terrifying storm, a giant fish with a really big appetite, and one very grumpy prophet who learns that God's love is bigger than he ever imagined. Let's begin. Jonah was a prophet. That meant he had a special job, to listen to God and share his messages with people. And usually, when God spoke, Jonah listened, until one day, God gave Jonah a message that made his stomach twist into knots. Jonah, God said, I want you to go to the city of Nineveh. Tell the people there to stop doing wrong. Their hearts have become dark, and their ways are wicked. Go tell them to turn back to me. Jonah froze. Nineveh, he said out loud. Did I hear that right? Nineveh. You see, Nineveh wasn't just far away, was filled with people who were known for being mean, cruel, and scary. They bullied the weak. They stole from the poor. They didn't believe in God, and they didn't like people who did. Jonah's face twisted in anger. Why should I go there? He muttered. What if they actually listen to me? What if they say they're sorry and God forgives them? That's not fair. They've been horrible to people. They deserve to be punished, not forgiven. So, instead of obeying God, Jonah did something that probably made the angels cover their faces in surprise. He ran away. He packed a few things in a hurry, looked around to make sure no one was watching, and slipped out of town. Nineveh was to the east. Jonah went west. He walked all the way to a port town called Joppa, where he saw a ship getting ready to sail far, far away to a city called Tarshish. It was the perfect escape. I'll go there, Jonah thought. So far away, even God won't find me. He paid the captain, climbed aboard, and crawled into the bottom of the boat, hiding in the shadows. He closed his eyes and sighed with relief. Finally, he whispered, I'm free. But Jonah had forgotten something very important. You can't hide from God, not on land, not on a boat, not even on the other side of the sea. Not long after the ship left shore, the skies darkened, the wind began to howl, the sea began to churn. Then, boom. A wave slammed into the side of the ship, crashed. Thunder roared across the sky. Whoosh, water poured over the deck, drenching the terrified sailors. The storm had come so fast, it felt like the sea had suddenly turned against them. The captain shouted over the wind, everyone pray to your gods, we're going to sink. But no one's prayers worked. Down below, while the storm raged above, Jonah was fast asleep. Can you imagine? While everyone was panicking, Jonah was snoring in the belly of the boat like nothing was wrong. The captain raced down the stairs, grabbed Jonah by the shoulders, and shook him awake. Wake up, he shouted. Pray, do something. Jonah opened one eye and groaned. Are we there yet? The captain stared at him in disbelief. We're about to drown. What kind of passenger are you? As the sailors scrambled to keep the ship from sinking, they decided to find out who was causing the trouble. They drew lots, a little like picking straws, to see who the storm had followed. The lot fell on Jonah. Everyone turned to him at once. Who are you? Where are you from? What did you do to bring this storm on us? Jonah looked down at the water pouring over the deck. I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the land, he said softly. I'm running from him, and I think this storm is my fault. The sailors gasped. You're running from the God who made the sea? Jonah nodded. If you want to be safe, throw me overboard. The storm will stop. No, the sailors cried. We can't do that. They rowed harder, trying to bring the ship back to shore. But the storm only grew worse. Finally, with tears in their eyes, they whispered, God, please forgive us. And they lifted Jonah over the railing. Then, splash. They threw him into the sea. And at that very moment, the storm stopped. The wind disappeared. The waves calmed. The clouds faded away. The sea was quiet. The sailors stared in awe. They had never seen anything like it. From that day forward, they believed in Jonah's God, the one true God of heaven and earth. But what happened to Jonah? As he sank into the deep blue sea, water rushed over his head. Seaweed tangled around his arms. He closed his eyes, thinking it was the end. But God wasn't finished with Jonah yet. From the shadows of the ocean, a giant fish maybe, Its mouth opened wide, wider than anything Jonah had ever seen. Gut gulp. The fish swallowed Jonah whole. Inside, it was dark. It was squishy. It was smelly. Can you imagine what old seafood smells like from the inside of a fish? Jonah was alone, no boat, no sky, no light, just the belly of a fish. He stayed there for 3 days and 3 nights, and while he sat in the dark, Jonah began to pray. God, he whispered, I'm sorry. I tried to run from you. I was angry. I didn't want to obey. But you saved me. Please, ... give me another chance. God heard Jonah's prayer. On the 3rd day, the fish rose near the shore. With a sudden movement, ... PFF, FFF, TTT, it spit Jonah out right onto the sand. Jonah sat there, blinking in the sunlight, covered in seaweed and fish goo. He looked around. The beach was quiet. The ocean behind him sparkled. And this time, he knew exactly what he had to do. He got up, shook off the slime, and ran not away from God, but toward